Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode number 2 of Playing with House Money on the Toilets to Titles Network. I'm Iceman, aka Chris Hine 10, aka one half of @IsThisJustFF on Twitter, and this is my co-host DJ Prue, aka Prue Baby 10, the self-proclaimed live bet king. How you doing today, bro?
Doing great, man. Another marvelous week ahead of us and behind us. So I'm feeling great. How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't complain. We've had some winners over the last week, so that makes everything better.
It sure does, man. Especially the fashion that we did it. Man, roller coaster for sure, but luckily we came out on top.
We did. That is the main thing.
For
so
sure.
what I know you cashed some Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Did you cash every day last weekend?
Yeah, we went Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Friday we ended up, it was we had a plus 650, a 2-leg, 2+ total bases play, and we actually had that 2 legs in a 4-leg plus 3,500 that hit. And then Saturday was just the 8-leg 2+ total bases lotto that ended up getting cashed by Jared Kalenic with the double in the 8th inning. So that was literally, without that play, man, we made by the skin of our teeth, man. It was insane. Saturday was insane, but Sunday, unreal day. We were 2 legs away from just a mega lotto hitting for the entire Discord. The 2 round robins hit, though. We round robined them by 2 and 3. Both of those hit. I want to say the legs that did hit, it was like plus 8,500. So just huge Sunday to end the weekend. And yeah, man, it was fun. We had a couple, really easy things like Ronald Acuna. And we had a couple nail biters, man. Jared Kalenic. Just to name a couple, but it's been fun. Then we had Rodri, first goal, plus 1,000. That was crazy. Live bet was even crazier. And then who was that other one you had? You had another one, brother. Oh yeah. The Belmont Stakes.
Yep.
We hit all those sports.
Yes,
on
sir.
the same. Was that the same day?
On Saturday, we hit the Champions League final. The Rodri was plus 1,000 to score any time, which I mentioned last week.
Yes, that's what it was
on the show. And if you took him first goal scorer, that was plus 2,100 as well. So he cashed both of those, and that was 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, and then around 7, I think it was 7 p.m. the race, the Belmont Stakes, Arcangelo was plus 700, plus 800 throughout the day. When I'd kind of mentioned him, went off at plus 890, cashed at plus 890. So that was that. And then, add to that your Friday night on the baseball. Yeah, so on Saturday we cashed horse racing, soccer, and the baseball. We had I think I cashed one winner in the Discord on the MLS. MLS wasn't good to me on Saturday.
We did have an MLS one though. It was small.
Yeah, it was just a small one. It was Gia, first goal scorer for Atlanta, that was posted in the Discord. So that was like plus 460, I think.
Who else is gonna get in front of you and just say, "Oh yeah, we hit 4 different sports on Saturday. Not 4 different bets. We hit 4 different sports on Saturday." That's unreal, man. That's crazy. Shout out to us. That's cool.
Yeah, shout out to us. Week one. Start as we mean to go on.
Yeah, that was crazy. Couldn't have happened at a better time. Luckily, we got a pretty good series ahead of us. So hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Yes, sir. We do. Lots upcoming this weekend. You can find everything, all of our articles, all of our shorts, and everything like that on toiletstotitles.com, along with all the episodes. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as well as comment. If you're on Apple Podcast or iTunes, then throw us a review on there. It won't go unnoticed. And lastly, if you want to interact with the team here or the team at Toilets to Totals, then just follow us or join the Gilded Chat. You can join our mock drafts, with the Toilets to Totals team. Prue was on Sunday night, joined Sunday Night Live to give some hot takes on the upcoming NFL season. So all of that stuff, you can get into the Toilets to Titles Gilded Chat. Reach out to either of us, like I say, at DJ, at PrueBaby10 on Twitter, or at Is This Just FF, or hit us up on the Playing with House Money Twitter at PW_House Money.
Especially that one.
Especially that one, yeah, for sure. Talking of what's upcoming this weekend, what have we got on the baseball side, sir?
Yeah, just quick shout out to Sunday Night Live for having me on Sunday night. I will be there again this upcoming Sunday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So hop on there, ask us any questions, go on there, celebrate any bets we hit, or scream at me for losing. I guess we'll see which one it goes. But
bro, I was watching on Sunday night, and I know that we had the round robin going on Sunday. I really wanted to I was watching you, and I had my phone watching the baseball. Really wanted to just poke. We were waiting on 3 bases at that point.
Yes, dude, it was so true. Oh, dude, it was brutal trying to sit there. And
we knew we'd already cashed, right? We knew we'd already cashed the round robin.
Oh yeah, 3. We went 3 out of 4, 1, 2, 3. Almost. I mean, really couldn't have went any better. So it was one of those stress-free 2 legs, but those 2 legs like that you really, really want to hit. Like the opportunity to have gotten not only multiple people green bet slips that have been chasing green bet slips for weeks now, but also just like that whole journey that day of just like all of us realizing we really had something going. It was tough Sunday Night Live to kind of focus on that aspect, but the guys that were there made it so easy to just really jump into NFL mode. So really, you guys can find any video, any show type, category, sport on Toilets to Titles. So make sure you get to that YouTube, subscribe, turn the notifications on everywhere, et cetera, et cetera. Meet me there Sunday. But yeah, this weekend, getting to the real important part, we got 4 series that I'm just really excited for. Really think they're just going to be filled with hits, runs, hopefully homers, everything. So we got the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Texas Rangers. Toronto's pitching has not been great, and the Rangers, they might be the hottest team in the MLB right now. They are just absolutely wrecking folks. 1 through 9 on that team is just in a groove and lethal right now. All of them have home run power. They all just can stay in at bats. They get you multiple hits a game. It's just very solid 1 through 9. And Toronto has its times, but very iffy. But I think Texas tees off on that team all weekend. Phillies, Oakland. Obviously, everybody knows Oakland doesn't have many wins, but some people might not know the Oakland A's bats are not their issue.
Bro, they
can hang,
Last weekend, they went on at least at the time of recording a 7-win. They're on a 7-game win streak. So they started the season obviously terribly, but people are going in. I see it all the time on social media. People crucifying the A's. I saw.
But that's for a whole different reason, though.
Oh yeah. No, I know there's the whole front office stuff and the reverse.
The reverse strike. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, where they just everyone turned up with sell the club on the shirts and stuff. I know there's all of that going on, but on the field, these guys, like you say, the batters are showing up.
Yeah, their bats are not the issue. It's their pitching.
They're doing their job. So people that are going into these games thinking it's a foregone conclusion that the Rays are going to win the series, that we've just had. They turned up on Tuesday night and beat them
Yep.
2-1. So yeah, the Phillies are not going to have this all their own way.
Oh
But,
yeah, definitely not. And
it's
hilarious because I said Oakland's bats aren't the issue; it's their pitching. It's the same thing for Philly, man. Their bats are. I mean, don't get me wrong; their bats aren't anywhere near as hot as they should be. I guess I should say consistent as they should be, because that lineup on paper, I mean, you guys were just in the World Series last year. For what they gave, for what they're putting out on the field this year, it's baffling to say the least. But at the same time, you only need 2 or 3 of those guys to catch on or have solid games to really kind of put them already, ahead of the curve. So once their other guys start just getting regular base hits, I mean, it makes them tough. And their pitching is very mediocre. I mean, they've typically lost them games. All those 1-run, 2-run games and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of that stuff isn't on the bats. So that series is going to be very big for gamblers, and I think it's going to have a lot of value in there. So I'm excited for that. We got Tampa Bay Rays against the San Diego Padres. Tampa Bay's pitching has been pretty damn good. San Diego's hitting has been pretty inconsistent. And then the Rays, I mean, I feel like when they don't all have 2 hits at least, it's kind of disappointing. So as of lately, it's been tough because they're not just wrecking teams, but I think it's safe to say they're solid enough for you to go and grab a couple guys, Yandy Diaz, Harold Ramirez, Josh Lowe, sometimes Randy. This year he's a little hot and cold, but when he's on, man, oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, Isaac Paredes.
You don't have to take Mr. Arizona, as I
You don't have to,
him. Every time I take him, every time you say about him, I take him, and he does nothing for me.
I was going to say it's always a red leg. I've stopped even that, and then the Giants against the Dodgers is another one I'm excited about.
Yeah, that sounds
both of them.
Sounds tasty.
Both of those teams are hanging runs left and right, but there are a few games that aren't premier matchups that I am eyeing as well. On the betting side, you got the Cubs Orioles. Orioles just hung 20 hits yesterday. Marlins Nationals. You know how I feel about the Nationals. And then the Marlins obviously have my few favorite guys too, Luis Reyes, Brian De La Cruz. The Reds against the Astros. That's going to be another one where we can either see a lot of lopsided games, 8-2, 10-4, something like that, or we can see some nice shootouts, 7-6, something like that, 8-9.
Yeah, I think that there's some of these games where, like, what I'm going to ask you, like, I don't think I on my FanDuel have this option. So one of the things that we'll get into throughout the rest of the series is just the different states regulations behind betting. Like they have, so one big thing on the soccer side, like I thought that I was going to have access to a few more leagues. Like I can only bet on a handful of leagues in New York State, whereas I'm sure anyone, elsewhere in the country can go on and basically bet on any soccer league that they want.
Bet anything, I feel like.
Yeah. But I am restricted to certain types of bets. They've made some other stupid restrictions about being only able to have like one card on file at a time. So I just went on today. I have a FanDuel like play card, and if I deposit through that, then like I get like bonus points and stuff like that. But that's been removed. Like that's now no longer this week an option for me to deposit. So New York State are trying to like just cut down on the addiction side of it, which is fair. Like we're not going to sit here and pretend like it's not a problem. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You should always, like, if you've got a problem, call a number. Like, don't bet what you can't afford and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, one of the things that I want to bet, one of those is the to win by any other score. Like, so the correct score for these games, if you go on to FanDuel, I know you're not on FanDuel right now for other reasons.
I'm banned on FanDuel. Just let it be known. I'm banned on FanDuel, guys. You'll never see me you won't see me post a FanDuel bet until they unban me. So I'm sorry if you don't have, the other books, but You're gonna have to get all your FanDuel stuff from Ice.
And the reason he's banned is not just because he did something untoward. He just cashed out a stupid amount of money in a very short time.
I found a loophole, and they're mad about it. So
yeah,
that's my stance. That's all I'll go into it. You got to watch the show and follow and subscribe everything for me to go into detail. Okay, that's a deal.
But on you will find on there. I don't know if it's on DraftKings. You'll have to have a look. But yeah, you can bet to win by any other score. So like they will say to you like all of the like 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, like all of that. So it basically is, to your point when you were saying about like Reds Astros, it is basically the winning team to score 9 or more runs, because that isn't on the list of the correct scores that they give you.
Right.
So it basically gives you like 20 options, and then is just to win by any other.
How many options aren't listed? Like, is there an upside to taking any other?
Yeah, it's the winning team has to score 9 or more. Everything below, like even maybe stuff like 8-7 isn't on there, but like 8-4, 8-5, like it goes to that level.
Yeah, so they have the blowouts taken care of.
Yeah, but basically, so if it is like a 9-4, 9-5, and I've seen a lot, like there's a lot of games that go that way, where the winning team is scoring 9, 10, 11 runs.
For sure.
So that might be them. There sounds to me like there's a couple of games in here where you could like RR some of that stuff. They're big odds. So we're gonna have to find someone that has got FanDuel in a state that allows.
Well, I got it on DraftKings. I've seen that prop before.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll look into it. I got you. I'll post something in the Gilded for it too. Actually, we'll do that. Well, meet us there. Beat us there. Don't meet us there.
Oh well, there you go. It's like you've done this all your life. Transition. Gilded. If you want to support the Toilets to Titles team and become part of the Title Tribe, make sure to check out Gilded and our Patreon, patreon.com/Toilets to Titles. It's $1.50 per month, and that's base level. You get your entry into Gilded. You get guaranteed entry into Frankenstein, which DJ signed up for this week. And we will probably be going into a bit more detail next week on next week's show about the Frankenstein tournament. And there are higher tiers and perks available. But like you said, check out patreon.com/Toilets to Titles if you're interested in getting in there and getting some more of these winners that we're throwing out. But you're finished, right? Like that was all you were mentioning.
Yeah, that's all I got. The one thing I would say to my listeners about those games that I did mention, if you guys aren't familiar with baseball, you're not familiar with betting on baseball, you can very easily take these guys for hits. You can take your favorite players from these games and matchups that I named for hits, and keep it simple like that. And like I said, you could always hit us on Twitter and just kind of run plays by us. I have no problem with answering questions for anybody and building plays. So just a few people real quick. Bo Bichette from Toronto, Marcus Simeon, Jonah Heim, stuff like that. The superstars of these teams, basically. You want to take Bryce, Trey Turner, Brent Rooker, Yandy. I did mention a couple of the Rays players. Machado, Tatis has been good. Xander Bogaerts, Freddie Freeman. Once again, every week. JD Martinez is on a heater. Tyro Estrada, Lamonte Wade, you name it. You can even go reverse and do JD Davis. So everybody's hot. If you want to ask about any players, you want to know about any players, stuff like that, shoot us a message. Shoot me a text or a message on Twitter. You can @ me on the timeline. Go to Instagram. Go to Playing with House Money. It doesn't matter. But then, other than that, that's all I got for the weekend. And hopefully we're talking about more winners.
Yeah, for sure. I have no doubt that we will. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm not going to dwell on it too much. MLS was terrible for me this week. I feel like the 3 games. Well, I say I don't feel like the 3 games I picked. I should have just gone both teams to score because they were 1-1, 1-1, and 3 of them were 1-1, and 1 was 2-1. So I had all 4 away teams to score 2, and they all scored 1. So that's a lesson to be learned. Next time, I like the away teams for 2. Maybe we'll just go over. Just go both teams to score. Yeah, I mean that one.
Until Messi gets to Miami, and we'll just bet a hat trick every day.
Yeah, and leave that for everyone else. We'll find a value somewhere else.
Yeah, true.
That Toronto Nashville game finished 1-1, and that one Nashville goal cost me all 3 looks from that one game. The Nashville money line to score twice, and that one goal would have cashed a plus 1986 parlay in the Discord as well. So we were 1 goal away from that. The cash out was decent. I think a couple of the guys maybe took the cash out.
I do remember that now.
The question was in there on the Saturday with 20 minutes to go when they equalized.
Brocky did not. Kun did.
Yeah, and
thankfully.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what your wager was. And again, same with everything, right? When you've got these parlays that are big odds that give you a decent cash out, if you're one of those people that are, your kind of bankroll is only small, then take the cash out, take the win because it's a win.
Time.
Like if you're offered something like the cash out, I think with 20 minutes to go in that game, everything else was in. We needed 1 goal. The cash out was at least 50%.
It was probably more than that. Maybe at 20 minutes, but if maybe like halftime.
Oh, if they'd have scored at halftime, I think I'd have told everyone to cash out because the bet was basically done at that point.
Right.
And we'd have had 75% plus on the cash out. But because they didn't equalize until like the 73rd, 74th minute, it was one of those. And I know a couple of the guys reached out to me and I said, I'm not cashing out because I kind of trusted Nashville to score again. I
got to let it ride.
And
I'm never going to tell you to cash out either, to be honest with you. I will always put that ball back in your court and say, if you really, you need a winner, or your bankroll ain't usually, bigger. If that, that makes a very substantial difference to your bankroll, like daily bankroll, stuff like that, do it 10 times out of 10 times. But if you come to me personally and ask me if I'm cashing out or if I'm going to cash out, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I'd prefer they didn't offer me a cash out so that I can't even debate it. Because you're then going to look, people are going to look back on it and go, yeah, I should have cashed out. Yeah.
Of course, every time.
But then again, when you don't cash out and it hits, like so many times I've cashed 96-minute winners. Wednesday, case in point. I had, international football. We'll get onto that in a second. Netherlands to score in both halves. It was plus 196. It was 1-0 at half time. They'd done the job in the first half, had the whole second half to score. They went 2-1 down, scored in the 95th minute to cash the bet. So it was a huge sweat. It didn't have to be for plus 196, but 90. Those injury time winners are great when you get them. When they go your way, like cashing them. It's the same as you Jared Kalanick. Yeah,
right.
Cashing
in the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
So yeah, that wasn't great. It was decent, but it wasn't great. Norway on Sunday kind of redeemed me a little bit. I went 3 out of 4 on the team goals there, so we didn't cash the parlays, unfortunately. But we did hit a nice plus 154 on Rosenberg to score twice. Bodo Glimt, my boys there, they did their job again, scored 3 goals, minus 146. And then Sunday afternoon, Bran. That game was 2-2 as well. So again, there was goals everywhere apart from the one Mulder game that finished 1-0, which again, when there's 3 or 4 goals in every other game, should have really cashed it, but it is what it is. This week upcoming is a little bit different. Right? So we have international football this weekend, and it's qualifying for Euro 2024. So all of the European nations are playing Friday, Saturday, and then Monday, Tuesday, I believe. So they play 2 games. And that means that we have a slightly slimmed down slate on the leagues that we do have. Like, so there's no Norwegian football this weekend because most of their players are playing for the Scandinavian teams in these European qualifiers. Now, in the MLS, you don't get that too much, but we certainly have some European talent on display for some of these teams, which is going to be missing. So that's something to certainly keep in mind and potentially wait and see what the lineups are before you go too heavy on these games. So basically, I just have, my main focus this week is on the international football. But I have one double for the MLS this weekend, and it's over 2.5 goals in 2 games. And it's New England Revolution versus Orlando, and going back in again on Nashville and St. Louis. They're back. Nashville are back at home. They're much better back at home. St. Louis, I love them, but away from home is where they've struggled. So, over 2.5 goals in both of those games is a plus 204 double. So that's the one bet that I'm taking in the MLS this week. Right now, I'll wait and see what the lineups look like, and there'll be some goal scorers as always. 7 p.m. Eastern in the Discord, and there'll be one for Twitter as well, I'm sure. So again, just make sure you're following at PW_housemoney to make sure that you get that, because as anyone that has been in the Discord with me for a long time will tell you, MLS goal scorers is where we cash. And then talking of, there's a huge amount of international football. Like I said, these qualifiers, there's a huge amount of games on Friday afternoon and then on Saturday. So I've tried to keep it to, I've just picked trebles for Friday and a treble for Saturday. The difficulty with international football is these guys don't play together week in, week out, right? So you look at, England, for example. I'm going to talk about England because why not? England are playing Malta on Friday. Now, England v Malta is like America playing Bolivia, El Salvador or someone at Costa Rica at basketball. Like it's just a huge mismatch. Now, for sure. And there's those are all over the slate, right? Because you've got the best teams in the world still have to qualify for the tournament, but the smaller teams also need to have a chance to qualify. They're very unlikely to qualify for the tournament. Only 32 teams, well, normally 32 teams like in the World Cup, but this will probably be less than that. Otherwise, the whole of Europe would be in it already. But, you've got like Gibraltar versus France, for example. So these games are hugely one-sided. On the money line, you're looking at it, they're absolutely like
minus 400.
No, keep going. They're like minus 3,000.
Oh wow.
Like there's literally minus 3,000.
What are the spreads?
So Andorra,
get these guys at like plus 3.5.
In Malta, you can. Malta are plus 6,000 on the money line against England.
That's
the
crazy.
draws plus 1,500. England are minus 4,500. Andorra v Switzerland.
There's always some fun in those.
Yeah, there is, and that's where we're going to be looking. Is like you're going to be looking at lots of goals, and I've tried to pick some where there's actually still value in that, because I think in that Malta-England game, for example, to get anywhere near minus 200, you need England to score 4 or more. Like when you get to that point is when you're making your money. I don't even know what the.
But my thing is like if these teams get up 3-0, like 2-0 at half, 3-0 early in the second half, like I feel like you would pull all the starters, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it is. You absolutely. Again, you can't pull all of them because it's a competitive fixture, so you can only make a certain number of changes. But so it's plus 100, double your money if England score 4. But there's plenty of these games where England will just settle for a 2-0 win because they just need the 3 points. You just go into games like this as the huge favourite and go, let's just not get embarrassed. Let's just take the win. It doesn't matter if we win 1-0, 2-0, take the win, move on. That's all that qualifying is about. So there's no way that I'm going anywhere near touching England over 4.5 goals at plus 240. I just don't see the value in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are some teams where I think that, it's picking and choosing the right ones of those types of games, right? Where you can still get value for only 2 or 3 goals, not have to go to the 4, 5, 6s of the likes of England, France, and those kind of things, because it's the same as people that then put together a 6-leg alt parlay when you're looking at, we saw it all the time in the NBA when you're putting together like the line's 24.5 points for Jimmy Butler. So you take him to score 20 because it's minus 400, and you're taking 7 minus 400 bets to make your plus 300 parlay.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's 7 legs. Like it's the same thing. To get plus 300, you need England to score 5 goals. Chances that they win that game 4-0 and you're losing on a plus 300? No.
Yeah, and you're literally banking on them running up the score.
Yeah, which again, it will happen in one of these games.
Right, but they might end up showing mercy at the same time too.
Mm-hmm. So I've tried to go through and I've tried to pick and choose just a couple from each day where I think that might happen, or some where we've got some teams on the same level that are playing against each other, and the both teams to score is the option. So first one on Friday is San Marino versus, again, these are teams that places that some people that are listening are not going to even know are countries. Yeah. San Marino versus Kazakhstan is game number 1. San Marino constantly get beat by decent figures. Kazakhstan team total over 2.5 is minus 136. That's in the treble. I actually do like them to score 4 at plus 200. It's plus 210 for Kazakhstan to get 4. They're in some decent form internationally. I think they beat Denmark last time out, which was I was on the Kazakhstan money line in play during that game, which was like over plus 1,000 at the time because they were not expected to beat Denmark. Denmark are one of the, they got to the knockout stages of the World Cup and the last European Championship. So, Kazakhstan are in good form. The second game, same principle. It's Andorra, another minnow nation, against another team in great form who are Switzerland. Switzerland have some great players from, the Premier League. They've got some big players in the French league. And again, their team total over 2.5 is minus 196. I'm probably going to take their 3.5 with Kazakhstan at plus 142. So put those two together, but take it for the treble. I'm taking the slightly lower over 2.5 goals for the two of them. And then Belarus versus Israel, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals in that game is plus 120. That has hit in their last 4 head-to-heads. Their last 4 head-to-heads have been 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. So I'm kind of banking on the fact that continues. Everything kind of points towards the fact that both teams are scoring in that game. So a little bit of added value by adding that extra goal as well. But the treble, those 3, Kazakhstan, Switzerland, and then the Belarus-Israel game is plus 478. And then on Saturday, that's Friday afternoon. So, get those bets on now. Games kick off in a few hours. And then on Saturday, one bet that I really like that I'm probably going to play straight is the game is Azerbaijan versus Estonia. And it's Estonia team total over 1.5. This game's got both teams to score written all over it. So Estonia to score an extra goal, the odds are plus 285. So it's just big odds for a team to score 2 goals. They're Azerbaijan, this is a game of both teams are kind of equally terrible. So it's for both teams a game that they will want to win. So I think that's just huge value there. So I'll probably play that one straight. But the treble for Saturday is a bit more like we're not going on the one-sided stuff. We have on Saturday, we have a few more what should be fairly even contests happening. We've got Norway v Scotland, taken both teams to score in that one at -110. Norway have Haaland, so kind of nuts said there. Like they're at home, they're expected to score a couple of goals. Scotland have been in great form. Again, I say it, I've said it a lot, but on the international stage, they are picking up, and they have a few big name players that are doing the business for the national team as well. So for them to just score a goal, which is ultimately what this bet is, at -110, I think is great value. Belgium v Austria, again, another one of those where we all know about Belgium. They have huge potential. They've had huge potential for the last 10 years, never really produced anything, to be perfectly honest. Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, Romelu Lukaku, they've got some big name players in there, to name but a few. And Austria the same. Austria are very, they're kind of similar to Switzerland. They're very unassuming, but they go about their job. They do their job very well, and they've got some really decent players that play at the highest level in Europe. So that game, I've gone both teams to score on over 2.5 goals at +120. And then the final part of the treble is Portugal at home to Bosnia and Herzegovina. I've just taken over 2.5 goals in that game. Just don't want to get too much. I think Portugal probably could score 3 on their own, assuming Ronaldo plays. But even without Ronaldo, we saw in the World Cup, like they demolished a couple of teams without him. So they've got the players, they've got the squad that they don't necessarily need him anymore. But he will be there. And again, -172 for over 2.5 goals in the game, because again, Bosnia could sneak one, could be a 2-1. Although I'm expecting, like I say, Portugal to score 3 on their own. But those 3 games plus 565
I like
for the treble. And then I more than likely have parlayed the 6 of them together.
Oh yeah, of course you have.
For a stupid degenerate bet that I don't even know how much it is. It's plus 478 and then a plus 565 together. So whatever that comes out to be.
Mm-hmm. Like that.
Yeah.
I will follow you on that one. I too am degenerate.
Yeah, it's plus 37.44.
Oh yeah, right up my alley.
For the 6 games.
What was my 6th leg? Was like 48.90, so that's funny.
Yeah.
The one from earlier, that's funny. So yeah, same. Let's do it.
But yeah, that's really all for this weekend. Like I say, there's not a huge amount because of the international football. Like I will probably have some in plays posted on the Twitter and in Gilded. But yeah, like there's so much international football going on over the next 4 days that it will be easy to get yourselves lost in betting on every game. Just important to pick your right spots, right? Like I said, there's going to be a lot of those games. Like when you go through and you're just scrolling through on the app, you'll see a huge amount of, like I say, these -300, -3000s, -4000s, and that stuff. So
I like those type of games though, so I can get like the plus 3.5,
and
-110 and stuff like that. It's So yeah. Well,
but that's
fun and exciting stuff for the weekend. Plenty of stuff to put, to bet on.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, best of luck with anything. Like we said last week, if you interact with us, then let us know what ones you're tailing, what games of proofs you're going to be tailing, and who you're picking for hits in those games. any of mine on the soccer side that you're tailing, or anything that you're fading, or anything that we haven't mentioned today that you like the look of, obviously, like, hit us up on the Twitter. Like we said, at PW_house money. Thank you for watching and or listening, whichever. It's been episode 2. Good luck with all your bets this weekend, and we'll be back next Friday playing with more house money.
Later, y'all.
Later, guys.